Let's talk feet. Now I get it. Some people's ears totally would have pricked up then. Some people would automatically be grossed out and say, no thank you. And most of you would probably be wondering what on earth a pregnancy and postnatal specialist strength coach is talking about feet for. Well, in this short video, you're going to find out just how connected your feet are to your pelvic floor and why this deep connection is vital to your pregnancy and postnatal health and well-being. So if you're currently pregnant or in your postnatal recovery journey, then this video is absolutely for you. Now I get it. How on earth, when your feet and your pelvic floor are in two completely separate parts of your body, can they be connected? But the reality is, these two systems are deeply interconnected, and the connection between your foot biomechanics and its impact on pelvic floor health is really, really important to your pregnancy and postnatal journey. And here's why. Our feet are made up of a complex network of bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments that work together to provide a stable foundation for our body. They support our weight and allow us to stand, walk, run, jump, and generally just move around with ease, right? Now at the other end of this equation, you have your pelvic floor, which is a group of muscles and connective tissues that span the base of your pelvis. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that your pelvic floor plays a crucial role in supporting your internal organs, controlling bladder and bowel function, and sexual function. And being the bottom of your core, your pelvic floor also plays a crucial role in overall core strength. And when you think about the position of it in the body, being inside of your pelvis, and its role to help support the pelvis, this amazing muscle also contributes to your balance and posture as well. And now here's where the magic really happens. So these two seemingly separate systems are actually intricately connected through a web of nerves, fascia, and kinetic chains. In fact, the spinal nerve segments that innervate the pelvic floor muscles, being S2, 3, and 4, also control the small muscles in your feet. This means that any issues or imbalance in one area can have a direct impact in the other. So for example, let's say you have flat feet or overpronation, which is when your foot kind of leans too much toward the center when you're walking, running, or standing. Now, both of these are common issues during pregnancy due to weight gain and ligament laxity. But this change in foot biomechanics can actually alter the way that you distribute weight and load through your entire body, placing increased stress on your pelvic floor muscles. Over time, and not meaning to freak you out here, but this can actually lead to pelvic floor dysfunction. Now, of course, being a two-way street, on the other side of this, if you have weak or dysfunctional pelvic floor, it can affect the way you walk and stand, leading to issues like flat feet, ankle instability, and gait problems, which is why understanding this interconnectedness is crucial in case issues do arise. And would you even believe that different foot positions can directly impact the activation and function of your pelvic floor muscles? So ankle dorsiflexion, or flexed foot, you know, when you flex it with your toes up, actually increases pelvic floor muscle contraction, and plantar flexion, which is toes pointed down or pointed toes, decreases your pelvic floor muscle contraction. I mean, how amazing is that? And it's really important to understand there's a deep fascial link between the feet and the pelvic floor as well. So the deep front fascial line, which is a continuous band of connective tissue that runs from the toes all the way up to the pelvis, provides a direct link between these two areas, meaning any tension or restriction in this fascial system can have a ripple effect impacting both your feet and your pelvic floor. Now, when it comes to pregnancy, your feet and pelvic floor, there's a few things going on. So you have the change in center of gravity, which causes a change in where you distribute the load across your feet, shifting it more to the forefront and midfoot. And this can lead to issues like plantar fasciitis, which is a common complaint during pregnancy. Then you have the increased weight and hormonal changes, right? So this can cause the feet to widen and the arch to flatten, leading to that overpronation and flat feet that we talked about earlier. And we can't forget the shift in how women stand and walk during pregnancy. And all these things can place additional stress on the pelvic floor muscles. And when it comes to the postpartum period, one thing that I've always found really fascinating, because, well, the body just continues to amaze me, it's that these biomechanical changes in the feet and lower limbs actually linger for around 4 months post-birth, meaning that these changes can affect your postnatal pelvic floor recovery, which is why it's so important not to forget about our feet when it comes to your postnatal repair journey. So it's clear our feet play a significant role in our overall health and well-being, especially during pregnancy and the postnatal period. And the good news is, by understanding this connection, you can take proactive steps to support both your feet and your pelvic floor. And simple exercises like toe curls around a trigger point ball, calf raises, or walking barefoot on different textures can actually stimulate and strengthen the feet, providing a more stable base for your body and, by extension, offering better support for your pelvic floor. Another variation I love is using the trigger point ball to massage your feet. And you can do this anywhere, even sitting at your desk working or while watching TV. And of course, no discussion about feet is complete without talking about how important your shoes are, but especially during pregnancy, when there's already so many changes going on. And don't get me wrong, I totally understand fashion over function, but if there's one time to prioritize shoe choice for function, support, and comfort, it's during pregnancy. And just remember, your pelvic floor will thank you for it. And speaking of the pelvic floor, ensuring that you're correctly engaging your pelvic floor will help create that positive feedback loop between your feet and your pelvic floor. But when it comes to pelvic floor exercise, don't forget that, like any muscle, it can be too tight. It can be weak, or a specific aspect of its functioning may need strengthening. For example, you may have really good fast twitch muscle response, but lack endurance. And the only way that you will know this is to have your pelvic floor assessed by a pelvic health physio. So my advice to you when it comes to your pelvic floor will always be to have your pelvic floor assessed by a specialist women's health or specialist pelvic health physio. So you not only know how to activate it correctly, but where it's sitting and what you need to focus on specifically. So when it comes to your pregnancy and postnatal health and well-being, this deep interconnectedness between your feet and pelvic floor gives a whole new perspective to putting your feet up, and maybe an extra reason to go for that foot massage or buying those new trainers, because you're not just taking care of your feet, you're also supporting your pelvic floor and overall health and well-being across this entire journey. So that's it from me today. I hope this video helped. Of course, if you'd like more in-depth pregnancy-specific content, feel free to apply to my complimentary but private community, the Preggy Training Crew. The link is in my bio.